Sadie Harper, perimenopause and menopause doctor. And today I just really want to share with you my goals and priorities for 2025. I hear a lot about New Year, New Me. But for me, I do think the new year is a good time to kind of think about a reset, but I don't really think there's anything wrong with the old you, but I think we can always do a little bit better. I find it a great time to just pause and reflect. Also, I think we should reflect on our successes of the previous year. What have we done? What have we achieved? It's not all about sort of uphill and trying to sort of set yourself more and more targets. And what I've come to realise over the years, and this might be because of getting older and maybe a bit wiser, is that, I've got to set myself targets which are achievable, attainable for me, and realistic. I think it's about keeping it real. So I've devised this 10-minute plan for me, or the power of 10. I'm not going to overdo things, even if, the guidelines say we should be doing 150 minutes of exercise per week. For me, I'm going to break it down in 10-minute chunks. I'm going to do 10 minutes of power walking. I'm going to do 10 minutes of strength training, lifting weights, but just twice a week. I'm going to do 10 minutes of what I would say sprint interval training, on my exercise bike, sort of going as hard and fast as I can for about 15 to 20 seconds, having a 2-minute pause. Because the science behind it is it really helps with the metabolism of women in midlife and beyond, because our metabolism slows down. Other things I'm going to do are just sort of enjoy life as well. Have a 10-minute pause. I'm going to put my phone aside, maybe sit in the garden with my coffee, looking at nature, reflecting and pausing. And I think the other thing that sometimes we forget to do is to breathe. And so in the evenings, I'd like to sort of incorporate a bit of a wind down routine in the sense of just pausing, slowing myself down a little bit, accepting who I am. So I think the power of 10 for me is really key, and I may have forgotten a few things, so I've written them down here. And here we go. So I think it's always good to write it down, because I think when you see it, then you will sort of make those changes. Otherwise, I also think life's so busy, you're going to forget. So one of the things I'm going to do for myself is set this up a little bit like a star chart that you might have done for your children when they were younger. So I've called it the power of 10 and micro changes for 2025. So they have to be doable. So there's no point in me saying I'm going to climb, a mountain or run a marathon, because I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to be able to achieve it. And there's no way I want to feel like a loser. So they have to be achievable and attainable. So 10 minutes of chill time every morning with my coffee, which I'll put my collagen in and creatine in. So for me, if I can habit stack, or if I can do 2 or 3 things in one go, efficiency is key. And whilst my coffee is being made, I'm going to try and do some single leg squats, so 10 on each leg. There we go. As I said, 10-minute power walking when I'm walking Dexter. In the middle of it, I can try and really speed up and get that heart rate going. The cross trainer exercise, the sprint interval training, the weights. Oh, and this is something that, maybe you might find funny, but I'm going to try and do a 10-minute daily tidy of my messy room. And, my office is not messy, but my home room, where I often say the magic happens, where I sort of get dressed and do my makeup, probably could do with way more than 10 minutes, but I hate it, I get bored. So I'll do 10 minutes and then every day maybe just build upon it another 10 minutes. So 10 minutes of tidy per day is something I'm going to try and do. And that probably, for me, is going to be my hardest goal, I'm going to be honest with you. And then the other thing is 10 minutes of an LED mask, really to help to boost the collagen for the skin. It's just a little bit of something for me in the evening. It's like giving myself a mini facial. I love the fact that the mask I've got, it switches off after 10 minutes. So it's already in my 10-minute plan. And then other simple things I'm going to try and do is just drink more water. And I'm sure many of us have that, drink more water, but I think sometimes if we write it down, maybe we might want to download an app like Drink Water, which gives us a little bit of a buzz to tell us to go and drink water, then we may get on and do it. And the other thing I thought about was, I have lots of nice things, clothes and shoes and things. I'm just going to wear them. I'm just going to sparkle every day if I want to and wear that into work, around the house. So why am I saving them for a special day. Every day should be a special day. I know it's hard to stay positive. I'm somebody who sometimes struggles to get out of bed in the morning. My mood can really vary on a day-to-day basis. If I go to events, sometimes I don't want to go, I lose my confidence. And I think, I have to make myself do it. Sometimes though, I think, you do need to give yourself a break and be kind to yourself and take a bit of time out. You may have thought I haven't really mentioned food and diet that much and maybe focused a bit more on physical goals. And that's because really when it comes to my diet, I'm probably where I'm most comfortable at and content. It's not perfect. I do like a bit of chocolate, a bit of sweet stuff, especially coming from a Pakistani origin. And I know if I really wanted to get a six-pack, I probably could, sort of dedicate myself and drive myself to do it. But do I really want to do that? Because food gives me joy. And the physical side of things is because I do have a really strong family history of disease, diabetes, blood pressure, and I know that I could do better when it comes to the movement side of things, and that would make me feel better from a long-term risk perspective, but also from a mood perspective, because my mood does sort of fluctuate, sort of quite regularly, even though you might think she's this happy, bright soul, but that's just this sort of snippet of time that you're finding me in. That's why they're a little bit more physical rather than food and diet related, because I love my food, it gives me joy, and I don't really think there's much I want to change there other than just drink a bit more water. So those are my goals for 2025. I'd love for you to comment below and add your goals and share with me what goals you have, and do subscribe to my channel.